शक्ति के आज के एपिसोड में आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। टुडे वी हैव विद अस मिस पारुल शर्मा. शी इज द co-founder of Gladful. Parul has some really amazing investors on board for her FMCG brand. She has worked with some really big companies also throughout her career. But what motivated her to start her own business? आइए आज की इस खास बातचीत में पारुल से जानते हैं उनकी स्टार्टअप जर्नी और कैसे उन्होंने ग्लैडफुल को जीरो से शुरू कर आज यहाँ तक लेकर आए हैं। वेलकम पारुल.
Hi, very nice to be here.
Thank you. So Parul, before we really begin with the interaction, can you tell my audience that how you started Gladful and what actually inspired you to begin with the brand?
First of all, I must tell everybody that I'm a complete foodie and so is my family. I have, for the last decade and a half, I have worked in the food sector. मुझे हर टाइप का खाना बहुत पसंद है, मेरे बच्चों को भी. और मैंने 15 साल कैडबरी में काम किया है ऑन ब्रांड्स लाइक डेयरी मिल्क, 5 स्टार, सेलिब्रेशन, जेम्स एटसेट्रा. एंड ड्यूरिंग द पैंडेमिक मुझे जब मैं एक्चुअली घर से काम कर रही थी तब मैं एक्चुअली ऑब्जर्व कर रही थी कि मेरे बच्चे कितना ज्यादा स्नैक करते हैं. और ये देख रही थी कि हर 2 घंटे में वो फ्रिज खोलते हैं या फिर पैंट्री में जाके खोलते हैं कि क्या स्नैक है अंदर. एंड उनका फ्रीक्वेंसी मैंने एक्चुअली नोटिस किया अपनी आंखों से कि यार काफी ज्यादा स्नैकिंग है हमारे घर के अंदर. दूसरी चीज ये भी नोटिस की कि व्हेन इट केम टू हेल्दी स्नैकिंग, 4 out of the 5 times they were not really indulging into anything healthy. At the same time, what happened was, I've got 2 kids. The elder one was told by the doctor to have high protein. There is a product called Kreptin in the market, which is very popular. And he was asked to have that. तो मैंने उसको बहुत स्टॉक अप कर लिया, लेकिन वो खत्म नहीं हुआ बिकॉज मेरे बेटे को उसका टेस्ट नहीं पसंद आया. तो I was on this hunt to find more protein snacks which the kids could consume very easily and us as a household could easily consume. और तब मैंने देखा चालू किया कि यार हमारी इंडियन शेल्फ्स के ऊपर प्रोटीन स्नैक्स के नाम के अंदर कुछ भी नहीं है. मतलब ले दे के आपको पीनट बटर और पीनट्स ही मिलते हैं. हाई प्रोटीन स्नैक्स एक्चुअली बहुत कम है मार्केट के अंदर और मार्केट बहुत बड़ा है. मतलब हमारा स्नैकिंग मार्केट कुछ 22-23 बिलियन डॉलर्स का है और उसके अंदर प्रोटीन स्नैक्स मतलब 1% भी नहीं है. तो बिकॉज मैं एक मदर भी हूँ और एक स्नैकिंग एक्सपीरियंस होल्डर भी हूँ, तो मुझे लगा कि यार ये एक बहुत अच्छा अपॉर्चुनिटी है टू बिल्ड समथिंग विच इज रेलिवेंट फॉर मदर्स लाइक मी बट ऑल्सो कैन ग्रो इन द फ्यूचर टू बिकम वेरी रेलिवेंट इन दिस कंट्री विच इज हाईली प्रोटीन डेफिशिएंट. तो वहां से शुरुआत की. प्रॉब्लम मुझे लगा सिर्फ मेरी है, लेकिन मैंने जब बात की इतनी सारी मदर कम्युनिटीज से, इतने सारे पेरेंट्स के साथ उनके बच्चों का डाइट चार्ट बनाया, तो मुझे पता चला कि ये बहुत ही वाइड स्प्रेड प्रॉब्लम है और इसका सोल्यूशन जितनी जल्दी हमें मिले, जितने ज्यादा ब्रांड से मिले, उतना अच्छा है इंडिया के लिए. तो वहां से ही शुरुआत हुई.
That's really great. So we can definitely say that this product has that motherly touch. So you must try it. And Parul, being in a male dominant society, हमारे रास्ते में, हमारे स्पेशली फीमेल्स के रास्ते में अक्सर कुछ चैलेंजेस भी आते हैं. सो हाउ डिड यू एक्चुअली मैनेज टू ओवरकम दोस चैलेंजेस?
देखिए, एफएमसीजी जो इंडस्ट्री है, अगर आप देखेंगे सेल्स के अंदर टिपिकली वहां पे आपको 99% मेल्स ही दिखेंगे. एफएमसीजी और सीपीजी जिसे कंज्यूमर प्रोडक्ट गुड्स इंडस्ट्री इन इंडिया जो ट्रेडिशनली रन है, उसके अंदर आप देयर इज अ सर्टन वे द बिजनेस इज डन कि कंपनीज बेचती हैं डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स को, डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स बेचते हैं रिटेलर्स को, रिटेलर्स आगे बेचते हैं कंज्यूमर्स को. तो जस्ट बिकॉज द वे डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन इज, it's a long tail distribution system, and the fact that it goes from city centers to really small villages, it is male dominated as a system because it has less security, it has more, I would say, roughness along the way. But slowly I'm seeing that this change, that women are coming up and joining this demanding line of business as well, which is very encouraging and heartening to see. ट्रेडिशनली आई सीन दैट अगर जैसे मैं 10 लोगों की टीम होती थी एफएमसीजी सेल्स में, तो उसमें 1 फीमेल होती थी. और अभी भी एक्चुअली बहुत ज्यादा चेंज नहीं हुआ, बट ये हो गया कि चलो लोग पहले बहुत सरप्राइज्ड होते थे और अब सरप्राइज नहीं होते अगर एक फीमेल मैनेजर दिखती है तो, 10 साल पहले बहुत सरप्राइज होते थे कि अरे मैडम फीमेल है तो उनका टॉयलेट कौन सा होने वाला है। तो इस टाइप की चैलेंजेस बहुत पहले आती थी। एक्चुअली द वे आई हैव ग्रोन अप इन माय फैमिली, मुझे कभी डिफरेंशिएशन नहीं मिला है। सो आई नेवर फेल्ट दैट आई एम एंटरिंग अ मैन्स वर्ल्ड। आई जस्ट फेल्ट दैट आई एम एंटरिंग माय वर्ल्ड एंड आई हैव टू मेक माय ओन पाथ। तो मुझे ऐसा रियलाइज नहीं होता था कि मैं बहुत कुछ अलग कर रही हूँ। वहां जाके ऑफ कोर्स बाकी लोगों को फर्क पड़ता चला था कि अरे ये दिस इज अ जॉब विच इज सपोज टू बी डन बाय अ मेल बट इज डन बाय अ फीमेल। So ये है, but I'm seeing that there are so many new examples. There are so many women which are entering the FMCG sales space now that it's just becoming easier and more accepting for more females to do that. Yeah, and I'm glad that it's happening today. And I'm sure that this percentage will just increase in the future.
All right. You have worked with some really big brands. You just mentioned Cadbury's, Mondelez. So all these are the big names in the industry. So I'm sure that your journey has been pretty fancy also, and you must have been paid good. But at the same time, starting your own startup, it's a whole new experience, and it brings a lot of financial instability also. So how did you manage that transition?
It is true. I think it is a lot of instability. I used to love the company that I was working in, and the company also loved me back. And yes, I took this step in the middle of the pandemic where a lot of people were losing their jobs. So the entire world was saying, stick on to what you have. But, me and my brother actually quit. So my parents were very surprised when we decided to quit our jobs at that point in time to pursue our dream. But I guess there is no better time to just start pursuing what you've been thinking of. And we felt very, very strongly about it. Yes, there is financial, change. If I'm earning less than 10% of what I used to earn earlier. And it applies to my brother as well. But I guess when you're doing something of your own, when you're building, you don't think so much about these things. You try and live your life in what constraints you have because you build those constraints yourself. And you're building a new world. And at that point in time, you enjoy the new world so much that you stop thinking about the materialistic things around you. And we are hoping that this will get better, right? I mean, at the end of the day, we are building a business. We have to build returns for us, for our family. We have a responsibility for our stakeholders, our investors. So we all believe that in the long run, this is going to be beneficial financially, objectively. The fact that we are building something with a purpose, so it'll bring us back what we want to. And all that we are going through right now, it's a part of the journey. It's a part of what we signed up for.
So, Gladful is a female-led brand. So, क्या वो कुछ इनिशिएटिव्स हैं, क्या वो कुछ चीज़ें हैं जो आप अपनी वर्कफोर्स के साथ अप्लाई करती हैं या ध्यान में रखती हैं टू इंश्योर दैट the female workforce is not being compromised for anything?
See, I'm a female-led brand, but it is not I would not say that I'm going to be differentiating, because I don't believe that you need to have differentiation. When we're demanding equality, that it means that we are giving equality as well, right? So it's not like you need to have a very different view for a female workforce, because at the end of the day, it is a world of equals, and that's how the future needs to be. But there are a few things that I do encourage strongly. I have a very strong bias towards recruitment of females, very, very strong bias. And whether it is agencies where we have, social media teams, I encourage people or agencies where it's female-led. When it comes to community social media, I do encourage females in those particular roles. I do want to recruit and see more females in my team. Until last year, we had a 50-50 ratio in the head office as well. Now it's 40-60. So it's a very healthy ratio. Even on my cap table, I do encourage more female investors, and I'm always hungry for the right female investors to join my cap table. At this point in time, we've got 3 female investors out of the 8 which are females, which is Namita Thapar, Sakshi Gudvani, and Ankita Vishish, which are very, very strong female investors. And we've got Mahashweta Shah. So out of 8, 4 are females. So I always am on the lookout for recruiting more females and getting more people on the cap table, because that's how your really power circle really goes and becomes bigger. One female starts doing that, and it impacts four more, and those four start doing that, and it'll impact four more. So that's how it has to be. The other small things that we, just as a brand voice, we are very, very pro females, because we know at the end of the day, the key decision maker when it comes to snacking, when it comes to food, when it comes to planning for the family, we know it is the female consumer who's taking that call, right? While, of course, we would love to see an equal world, the truth is, even now, 90% of the households are truly run by females, and we're talking to them. So we have to be hyper aware of their needs. So while, of course, our simple promise is protein, 15 to 25% of the daily protein need in one serve, we are very, very clear that we have to make sure that we are super convenient for the mother who's preparing it. So in our product promise, we make sure that everything that we make can be prepared in less than 8 minutes. And that's super convenient for the mother. At the end of the day, we know that our consumer is that female who is busy, who has a lot on her plate.
All right. Also, can you just take me through the overall brand growth and what are your future plans?
We started off with a very simple product like mini cookies, which had 5 grams of protein per serve, which were made by peas, milk, and rice protein. Very, very differentiated. People loved it. They were present in 3 flavors, so we launched 3 more. And that also told us that there is hunger for more protein snacks. So we launched date nut squares very recently. And then we went to breakfast as well. So we've got 2 pillars now. There's a protein snacks pillar, and then there's a protein breakfast pillar. And our focus is going to be just to keep on building these 2 pillars, so that we can be a part of multiple snacking occasions, as well as breakfast and mini meals in the consumer's life. In a very short period of about 11-12 months, we've gone 100 transactions a month to about 8,000 to 9,000 transactions a month. So that's how the growth has been, and it's just been in 1 year. So it's been a great trajectory. Currently, we've served almost 70,000 consumers. We're getting repeated in about 25% of those households. Getting consumers both from kids as well as adults, which is an interesting thing, because once the product gets into the household, there's acceptance by other age groups as well, which is very interesting to see. And currently we are present on about 10 to 14 online platforms, and 90% of our sale comes online. We've got products which are top rated on Amazon. 4 of our products are in the top 10, top 20 of Amazon listings, which is very encouraging and heartening. And at this point in time, all of it is happening just by a workforce of 8-9 people. That's it. So we are very, very, I would say, nimble-footed. We are very small as a team, but also very fast as a team. And, at this point in time, our focus is to keep on building with the same consumers in the same consumer need, make sure that we are able to give them multiple products to just solidify our presence in those consumer occasions.
जैसे कि आपने बताया कि आप एक माँ भी हैं और आपका एक परिवार भी है और आप एक बिजनेस भी रन कर रहे हैं. So how do you really manage all these roles together? What is the key?
I guess first you mismanage, and then ultimately it gets managed somehow. You just have to take the path and you have to keep walking it. If you keep thinking, hey, कैसे manage होगा, तो आपको सोचने में बहुत ज़्यादा time चले जाता है. Of course, there's a huge role that the family, your spouse has a role to play, right? I mean, there's a huge role. Financially, giving you mental support, physical support, just making sure that your ecosystem is working. So I've got a tremendous amount of support from my family to make sure that whenever I need them, they're there for me. Yeah. My kids are growing up. They are growing up as individuals who are slightly independent now, that they know that their mother is working. They've got that kind of understanding. They've seen me grow the brand. They're actually creatures of the brand themselves, because they've seen the brand grow, right? They're part of every process that happens They were a part of the way we brought in products. They're the first set of consumers that I try my products with. So they've actually understood the journey very well, and then they empathize with me when I'm building something, which is not so small, not so large today, but will be large tomorrow. So they believe in the mission as much as I do. And that really builds me, that really gives me the conviction to put double of what I am putting today, tomorrow. So I think the ecosystem, my spouse, my kids are super understanding, and that gives me more strength than required.
बीइंग अ चेंज मेकर, आप खुद लोगों के लिए एक इंस्पिरेशन है आज, लेकिन वो कौन एक लेडी होगी जिसको यू सी एज योर इंस्पिरेशन?
एक्चुअली एक लेडी नहीं है, बहुत सारी ऐसी लेडीज हैं जिनको मैं लुकअप करती हूँ, एंड आई एम जस्ट इंस्पायर्ड बाय हाउ दे हैव grown and they have been able to manage such multifaceted careers. They've been able to manage themselves as very multi-talented individuals. So there are multiple. It'll be not fair for me to name one today. I get inspired every day by my mother. She's a multi-talented person, and she's managed 3 kids very, very beautifully, and has multiple skills. But if I were to name, I think Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw is one. Irene Rosenfeld from Mondelez. Indra Nu is definitely one of them. I also like Priyanka Chopra. So there are multiple ladies that I'm really inspired by, and it's not really celebrities of females who have really gone up in the corporate ladder who inspire me only. There's so many fantastic women that I've worked with during my time at Mondelez. My colleagues, people reporting into me, people whom I am reported to, who inspire me and continue to inspire me.
क्योंकि हम शीप्रन्योर शक्ति सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं, तो मैं चाहूंगी कि आप एक मैसेज जो आप अपने आसपास की महिलाओं को, फीमेल्स को देना चाहें विमेंस डे के मौके पर.
I think the roads are meant to be walked on, so keep walking, don't stop. So if you keep on walking, some great positive accidents will happen, and those happy accidents will make us believe that we can go even further. So keep walking.
तो ये थी हमारी आज की शीप्रन्योर शक्ति. इन्होंने हमें बताया कि किस तरह से आप बहुत सारे रोल्स में एक साथ होकर भी लाइफ को और बिजनेस को, स्टार्टअप को बहुत एफिशिएंटली रन कर सकते हैं. ऐसे ही और इंटरेस्टिंग स्टार्टअप स्टोरीज और शीप्रन्योर शक्तियों से मिलने के लिए टाइस टीवी के साथ जुड़े रहे. साथ ही जाते हुए हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें, एंड कीप रीडिंग एंटाइसिंग स्टार्टअप स्टोरीज ऑन www.tice.news.